Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about what will happen to the Walking Dead ride. Now if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe and comment just to make me know that you guys like the content. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about today is retheming, because obviously it's been rethemed quite a bit in the past. I 100% feel like this ride at some point will get rethemed again. Obviously, the contract between the Walking Dead and THORPE Park will run out at some point. But whether or not that's the foreseeable future or it is sooner than we think is a different topic. So I can definitely see this being rethemed to something horror typed again. So if you told me to walk through this layout and tell me what theme you want this ride to have, I would 100% say scary. It's got all the potential. It's got narrow corridors. The ride itself's in the dark. If you don't have lights. It's such an easy thing to theme around horror. Now, I don't think the Walking Dead ride did this perfectly. I feel like the whole ride initially should just be in the complete darkness, and obviously have flashing lights and stuff. I feel like that would have been decent. Maybe have some tunnels that you go through, but I just don't feel like it did the actual ride justice. Obviously, the theming around as you get off the ride and as you're going onto it, that is amazing. The pre-show is amazing. Which leads me to think that it will stick as a scare attraction for the foreseeable future, because it is such an easy space to use for that. Obviously, with X, that corridors used to be a queue line, but obviously now they've utilised that and they've used that room to make it something better, which is what THORPE Park is very good at. Especially we've seen that through Fright Nights. Obviously, a while back, the Big Top was known as a bad scare attraction. Next year they came back with full force and made it even better. That's THORPE Park's thing. So when you've got to think of this, you've got to think the layout they've done here and the way they've made it, they may improve in the future. So maybe we could see another zombie thing just rethemed to a different sort of style. The possibilities are endless really for a retheme. You can never really pinpoint exactly what it would be because there's so many things it can be. That's a motto for you. But I 100% think this will get rethemed at some point, and that is my first statement because it's probably one of the most obvious. And obviously it is, like I said, it's an IP. IPs run out, especially if you're not the one that created them yourself. Obviously it is someone else's property, so after the contract ends you're going to have to close it or retheme it. But I 100%, or at least I hope it will stay as a scare attraction because I think it has a lot of potential. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is improvements to the ride. It is in its current state at the moment. So as it's The Walking Dead, if they improve it, I feel like over the years they'll realise that people are sort of like, it's a bit repetitive, I don't really want to go on it. And then they'll come back and they'll say, right, we've added this, that and this. Obviously it did open last year, so there hasn't really been enough time to fully scope out what people think of the ride. Me personally, I do think it should get added some more stuff in there. Maybe more actors, more opportunities, more stuff when you're actually on the ride. And a lot of this stuff will just come from THORPE Park themselves just deciding to do that. This won't come from the community. Obviously, the community don't really have the power to just tell THORPE Park what to do. They can suggest, but they can't physically tell them. So this is what the people want, but is it what THORPE Park is willing to spend the money on? Obviously, is there another coaster in development right now they're working on? It is a big mystery, but I can see improvements coming to this ride in the coming future, plainly because, obviously, with a ride like this, it sort of plays out like Fright Nights. Every year it should be different or it should be updated. Even if it's minor changes, it is still worth the money, really, because you're experiencing a little bit of a different experience, which is what Dan Brown's Ghost Train tried to do, but absolutely failed. And I feel like if they do something like Dan Brown's Ghost Train, where they did a complete Rise of the Demon retheme, well, not retheme, but like a new bit added, I feel like that would really benefit the ride and the park, especially as a little thing to draw the crowds back for another year. Obviously, this year we have the events to do that, but to have a ride, added a new thing into it, it does bring the crowds in, because people are like, oh, I kind of like that ride, they've added some new stuff into it, let's go to THORPE Park, hey. So that is what THORPE Park tried to do with the Ghost Train. It did work for the Ghost Train. A lot of people went back onto the Ghost Train but realised that it is extremely repetitive and it is extremely annoying when it tries to be different every single time. But I feel like a Walking Dead ride could benefit from something like this a lot. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to be talking about today is the fact that the ride will stay the exact same as it is now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, in my opinion. If this ride stays the same, I'll be happy with it. I'll still go on it every time I go to THORPE Park, so it is a very good and enjoyable experience. and it's still worth a ride. Obviously, it's a roller coaster. It will still give the same thrills each time, but you could say the exact same about Stealth. That's so short, but yet you want to ride it that bit more every time. And that's what I think the Walking Dead ride will thrive off of. They thrive off the stuff that people want more thrills. If you're in the damn round ghost train area and just come off the ghost train and think, oh, I'm really into horror now, that is there. It's always there, which is a good thing for a theme park to have, especially to have a bit for everyone. Obviously, you have Old Town, which is for the family-friendly area. Then you go in, you have the Jungle, which has got the family-friendly area. Then you have the Dockyard, which is the horror area. Then you have all the coasters. It just tries to include everybody, which is what I really think Thorpe Park should strive to do. Whatever their next attraction, whatever their next coaster is, I just hope it includes a particular type of people to expand that audience, and I think that's what Thorpe Park really want to do. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to keep them video suggestions coming in. Obviously do expect a video on Friday, so yeah, I'll see you guys later.